Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing a highly requested video. I don't know why it's taken me literally years to sit down and film this video, but here I am. Today we're going to be talking about how I got on the Food Network, what it was like, and yeah, I'm just going to be, sharing my experience with being on the Food Network. If you are new to my channel, my name's Camilla. I'm a wife and a mom. I just make lifestyle videos here on YouTube. I do lots of haul videos, lots of vlogs. On Instagram, you will see me cooking a lot. I do lots of cooking content on Instagram. But yeah, welcome and grab a drink, grab a snack. We're just gonna sit down and chat. I'm gonna try and do this all in one take. And I wrote like some notes because I don't want to get lost with my train of thought and stuff. So I'm gonna start off with how I got on the Food Network. Like, how did this opportunity present itself? This was a few years ago. I want to say I should know the year. I feel like it was in 2016 when this happened, but it all happened really abruptly and quickly. It's kind of weird because, my whole life, I always wanted to be on the Food Network. I always wanted to be a chef since I was like, I don't know, 11 years old maybe is when I realized that I wanted to do that. I remember watching Emeril Lagasse specifically. He was like the first celebrity chef that I noticed. I remember I was way younger because when I remember watching Emeril Lagasse like in first grade, and I remember he would like throw the salt and he'd be like bam. Anyways, so this is something that I always dreamed about. I went to culinary school. I did the whole thing. I interned when I was in high school with a pastry chef. I went to culinary school for savory, like for like just regular straight up culinary school. And then I got a really good job. I worked my way up, and I was working for a restaurant that was really popular in the Coachella Valley. I used to live in California. If you're new to my channel, I'm in Florida now, but I used to live in California. And this restaurant that I was working for was the #1 breakfast and lunch place in the whole valley. Like, if you asked your phone, like if you're like, hey Siri, what is the best brunch place, it would literally say my restaurant. I say my restaurant, it's not my restaurant, I didn't own it, but I felt a lot of pride in this restaurant because I actually opened it with them. Like, I was a part of the original team that opened the restaurant. Like, I literally remember like painting walls in the restaurant, assembling our tables, putting the whole place together with the original team. And I really loved that restaurant. Like, I truly had like emotional attachment to it. Anyways, the point is that they called, okay, see, this is why I wrote notes, because I will end up not talking about what I'm supposed to be talking about. I was working for this restaurant, great restaurant, doing really well. Like, everyone in the area knows about that restaurant, right? And I was the pastry chef. There was an executive chef, and then I was the pastry chef, and then we had like line cooks, right? So Food Network called my restaurant, and they were like, hi, are you interested? We are going to be in that area and we want your restaurant on our show. This is on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives with Guy Fieri. So my boss, the co-owner, was like, hey, I got this call. Like, I think she was like trying to figure out if it was even like the right move for our restaurant family to even do. She was doing research on like what would happen if we did this, like what happened to the other restaurants that have been on the show, like how did it affect their business and all of that. And it turned out it would be a good business opportunity. Like, surprise, surprise, right? So you know, she basically said, yes, we can do it under these circumstances. You know, I think we were supposed to, they wanted us to close the restaurant down for 2 days. And she was like, absolutely not. Because we were a breakfast and lunch place. So we closed most days at like 2, 3 at like the latest. And she was like, no, we're not closing. We are staying open. We can film after closing. So I think what happened was we closed the restaurant like a couple hours early so we could get it really clean and ready to be filmed. But after we agreed to do the show, what happened was the casting process. Basically, the producers wanted to interview us. When I say us, it was the owners of the restaurant and my executive chef and me. The owners of the restaurant, they were being interviewed by the casting or the producers, obviously, because they own the restaurant, right? And then the executive chef, because he was doing one demo on the show and they wanted to gauge his personality and see if it was like even gonna work. I mean, like, just because you can cook doesn't mean that you can like perform well on TV, right? So they did their interviews with them and then also with me. I remember I had to send the recipes. I had to do, I think, 2 phone calls with the producers where they like, first they like talked to me and they were trying to like gauge my personality. And then also I had to walk them verbally on the phone through my process of making what I was making, which was like a breakfast pastry. And so they could understand what this segment would look like on TV. And yeah, it was just like a lot of like detailed verbal explanation, I guess. Anyways, that whole part goes through, and then we had to prepare to actually film. And this happened really fast, you guys. I'm going by my memory, like I don't have like these concrete dates written down or anything, but I think they called us and then like 2 weeks later we were filming, if not less than 2 weeks later. I remember it felt really fast. It felt like, oh my gosh, I wish I had more time because like I wanted to get my nails done and get my hair done and like order a new fresh coat and like a chef's coat, you know, because like all of mine I've been wearing to work and they're kind of a little gross. And you know, we had to deep clean the restaurant, the front of the house and the back of the house, and we had to get together like our closest customers and like family members to be like extras in the scenes that they shot of like the restaurant being like full and people eating and da 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 da. And so we were like scrambling to do that and like scrambling to like really deep clean the place, because, which is silly because like, you know, they're not filming every nook and cranny of the restaurant, but like, you know, it's kind of like if you haven't seen someone in a long time, they're coming to visit your house, you like want your house to look nice or something. So yeah, we did that, and I did end up getting like a new chef's coat and it embroidered and blah blah blah, and I think I just did my nails myself because I couldn't get an appointment in time. And then when it came to actual filming, this is how it went. It was a 2-day process. They came for 2 days. They let us know ahead of time we're gonna be there for 2 days. The first day was the day when Guy Fieri came to film with us. So he was only there for 1 of 2 days. And that was like the most fun day, was the first day, because obviously Guy Fieri was there, and then also all of our extras were there, like, so all of our friends and family, like my dad got to be an extra, and that was really special for me because my dad is the reason why I get to have opportunities like that, because he raised me and blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying, right? So yeah, that was definitely the most fun day. Basically, the camera crew, the production team came, I think like a couple hours before we started filming. Guy Fieri was nowhere to be seen at that point, and they started setting up like lighting. They were like walking, you know, the restaurant, trying to figure out how we were gonna do things. We had to rearrange the kitchen a little bit because our kitchen was really tiny, and you know, they had a lot of equipment that had to fit in there, plus a lot of people. So like, even though it was like me and Guy Fieri in front of the camera, there was like 6 other people standing behind the camera and a lot of equipment. So we had to rearrange a lot of things. And the producer, one of the producers who was there, he kind of like walked us through what to expect. And they really like briefed us and got us ready so that when Guy Fieri was there, it was just like, you know, we're just getting it done. And yeah, so we had him, like, he first showed up with like the car, you know, the big old school car, the convertible he always drives. He first showed up with that. And they shot like B-roll, and then they had like drone footage of him driving down the street with it and then getting in our parking lot and like that. And we were all excited because we're like, oh my god, we saw him down there, right, like on the street. And then he comes up, and then we start shooting. Like, it's immediate, you know. He, you know, shakes everyone's hand, but that's like, he shakes our hands and he's like, hey, like, nice to meet you, blah blah blah. He brings like t-shirts and signs our cookbooks. We have like Guy Fieri cookbooks. My boss bought us Guy Fieri cookbooks so that he can sign them. Also, he did the spray paint on the wall. If you go to any diners, drive-ins, and dives restaurant that he's been to and he's approved, they spray painted on the wall, and then he signs the wall. So he did that. And then we start filming. My executive chef went first. They filmed his segment first. Actually, no, is that how we did? I don't remember the order. I know he went before me, but I don't remember if the owners shot their segment before him or after my executive chef and I. Anyways, my executive chef does it. Is like a really fast thing. Like, I think they filmed for like 25 minutes together for a like 2-minute segment on the show, 3-minute segment on the show. I don't know, just a few minutes, but you know. And then it's my turn to film. I felt more comfortable, I think, because I saw my executive chef already do it, and I felt like I knew it was gonna happen. Also, I've made this pastry a million times. So we start filming, and I had this bad habit where I would look right into the camera because I have a YouTube channel and I look into the camera. I've had a YouTube channel for like a decade, right? I haven't like posted on it consistently for a decade, but I have been posting on it for like a decade. And I just look into the camera, and that's just what's natural to me. Also, he's looking into the camera. So they're like telling me, do not look into the camera, stop looking into the camera. And you'll see if you watch this episode I'm in that there's like an outtake that they put into the episode where he's like, where are you looking? And I'm like, I'm looking into your eyes. I'm looking into your eyes. And yeah, it was just really fun. There was a lot of inside jokes that were probably like inappropriate, that went between Guy and I. Like, inappropriate as in like, it's not like a family joke, right? Like, they're not gonna put it on the Food Network because it's not like family, you know what I'm trying to say, right? So yeah, just like raunchier jokes, nothing crazy. But yeah, at the end of my segment, after we filmed my segment, they told me, they didn't tell my executive chef because I was standing there the whole time, but they told me that I got an A rating, that they give every person that they film a rating so that when they send it to the editors can know what to expect and how much like screen time they're gonna give that person, and I got like a A rating. They're like, yeah, you did so good. Like once I stopped looking at the camera, but they were saying like I was so funny, blah blah blah. Just really nice people. The crew was so nice. So that happens. We film like the B-roll of the restaurant being full with our friends and family, and they're eating, and Guy Fieri like goes out and like asks them how the food is, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, Guy Fieri eats my food. He eats my food. He loves it. He tells me this story about how when he was searching for places to go, he and his son, I think he said his son's name was like Ryder, or his son, the younger one, was flipping through. They had like a binder, and he was flipping through, and he was like, you have to go here, Dad, because they have we call them on the show breakfast tarts, but they're basically like a homemade Pop-Tart. And he was like telling his dad, you gotta go there. So that's why they chose my restaurant. The second day, day 2 of filming, was an even longer day, you guys. It took longer, even though it was not as exciting, because it was just a lot of like doing things over and over and over again. So everything I did with Guy Fieri on day 1, I had to do like 20 more times. So for example, there's like a shot of me putting a scoop of blueberry compote onto the pastry dough, right? And I did that in front of Guy Fieri. But you know, on day 2, I had to do the scoop like 20 times, or like cutting into the Pop-Tart and cutting it in and taking it on the fork like 20 times, or me just like simply taking a plate and moving it from one counter to another 20 times. Just getting that B-roll and close-up shot just over and over and over again, so that the editors would have a good one to choose from. Or like me rolling the dough 20 times, just over and over again. Yeah, it's amazing how much filming there is for just a few minutes of screen time. Like they filmed for hours, and our segment was only like 6 minutes long or something like that. So that's crazy. That's what that was like. The aftermath. Okay, so I'm going back to my notes. So like what happened after the show, let's talk about that. Like what happened after we filmed and the show aired. So the show didn't air for like months after. I want to say it was like 3 months, if not more, after we filmed. And by then I quit my job. I'm not gonna go into why I quit, but I'm just gonna tell you guys that I quit my job before it aired. Not only did I quit my job, but the executive chef no longer worked there either. So both people doing a demonstration on food, on how we cook food at this restaurant, no longer worked at the restaurant. Weird situation, but that's what happened. We did go to a like premiere party. My boss threw like a Food Network premiere party at another restaurant. It was really cute how she did it. She sent like invites that looked like movie tickets, and she had like movie foods there, like candies. I think there was popcorn and stuff like that, and like appetizers, and we watched it. It was a little awkward because there was like some tension because we no longer worked there anymore, but like still, you know, definitely couldn't take that light away from me because I was so excited, like a once in a lifetime opportunity, you know. Yeah, and what happened after that was a lot of things, actually. I had a lot of different casting agents calling me afterwards. I still get casting agents calling me. I had one literally last week call me. This is years later. Casting agents calling me to be on like food related shows. which is kind of annoying. I'll tell you why. The reason why it's kind of annoying is because they call me and they're like, yeah, we want you on the show. Oh my gosh, they're gonna love you. Blah, 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 blah. They kiss your butt so much, these casting agents, and then they ask you for so much material, like photos and videos and recipes and blah, 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 blah. Send me this, send me this, send me this. You send them their stuff that they ask you, and then they want you to send more and more and more. And like for weeks, they'll ask you for certain material, like they just want specific content and stuff like you don't normally just have. They're like, do you have, like, for example, like they were trying to cast me multiple years in a row. For multiple years in a row, they would call and be like, yeah, we want you on this Halloween show where you're gonna cook Halloween stuff, and they're like, can you send me a picture of like a bloody cake? And it's like, I don't have a bloody cake picture. I don't just have a picture of me with a bloody cake on hand, ready to go. So you know what ends up happening? I have to go to the store, buy stuff to make a bloody cake, spend a whole day making a bloody cake, take the dang picture with the bloody cake, and then they don't even call me. They don't even put me on the show. They'll just twist my arm for weeks and then never put me on the show. It's crazy. This is what they have been doing to me ever since I've been on this Food Network show. They call me all the time, multiple times a year. It used to be a lot, like every month. Now it's like several times a year. They call and they're like, we want you on this show. I'm like, sure you do, bro. So that happened. Also, I was getting a lot of Facebook requests. This is when my name, before I was married, and I still had my maiden name, which appeared on the Food Network screen, on the TV screen. I had tons of Facebook requests from like random men, and I can only assume it's from the Food Network show because it started after it aired. Also, my episode still airs on Food Network all the time. When it first aired, it was airing on Food Network like every week for like 6 months, and then it was like every month for like a year, and now it's still like pretty frequently. My segment also got voted as like a fan favorite, and they put it on a special episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives of like fan favorite segments, and they put my segment in there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's my experience with being on the Food Network. Hopefully that will not be my last time on the Food Network. It probably won't be. I feel it in my gut that there will be another time in another place. It might be years from now, but when it's right, I think I will be on the Food Network again, hopefully. It was a really great experience. I'm very grateful for the experience. It's definitely once in a lifetime. It's a literal dream come true, and yeah, I'm grateful for it. I am grateful for it. But being on the Food Network, having that experience was amazing. So yeah, that is my experience on the Food Network. Now you guys know the story. Hopefully I didn't forget to say anything I wanted to say. I don't think I did with my little notes here. I don't know, like, I feel like somebody's gonna ask me if Guy Fieri was really nice. I don't know if I mentioned that he is. He's super nice. He's really nice. He, you know, like his team is super nice. His production team is super, super nice people. So that's my video. I hope you guys have a good day, and please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and I will answer them. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.